Picture this. You open your banking app, not to flex, just to check if your account survived the week. You scroll, and for the first time ever, the number doesn't start with a 1 or a 2. It starts with a 5, $5,000. And you don't feel rich, you don't feel free. But something weird happens. You feel calm. Like for the first time, money isn't yelling at you. If you've ever had $400 in your account and felt stressed, but then hit a few $1,000s and suddenly felt like a completely different person, yeah, that's not an accident. And here's the crazy part. That first $5,000 will change your brain more than going from $50,000 to $100,000 ever will. Look, that sounds wrong, but today I'm going to show you exactly why. If you're someone who works hard, tries to save, but still feels like one emergency could wipe you out, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. All right, let's talk about what's really happening in your brain when you hit your first $5,000. Here's the assumption most people make. Money only matters when you have a lot of it. Like, once I hit 50K or 100K, then I'll feel secure. But that's not how humans work, and behavioral economists have been screaming this for decades, because money doesn't impact you linearly. It impacts you psychologically, and the steepest psychological change happens early, not late. Let me hit you with a stat that should honestly scare you a little. According to the Federal Reserve, nearly 37% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money or selling something. $400. That's a flat tire. That's a dentist visit. That's a plane ticket to a funeral. So when you go from $300 in your account to $5,000, you're not just saving money. You're crossing an invisible survival line. Why $5,000 is a psychological switch. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't care about net worth. It cares about safety. At low balances, your brain is in threat mode. Psychologists call this scarcity mindset, and it literally lowers your IQ by up to 13 points. That's not motivational fluff. That's from research published by Princeton economists. When money is tight, your brain narrows its focus. You make worse decisions, take short-term risks, avoid planning, chase quick dopamine purchases. That's why being broke is expensive. The $5,000 threshold, explained with math. Let's do some simple math. Most people's real monthly expenses look something like this. Rent plus utilities, $1,500. Food, $400. Transportation, $300. Insurance, phone, and subscriptions, $300. That's about $2,500 per month. Now look at what $5,000 actually represents. That's 2 full months of life. Not investing, not hustling, not praying nothing breaks. Just living. That's when your brain goes, okay, we're not dying. And that's a massive shift. Why $50,000 doesn't feel 10 times better? Now, you might be thinking, come on, $50,000 is obviously way better than $5,000. Mathematically, yes. Emotionally, surprisingly, no. Here's why. By the time someone has $50,000, they already feel safe. They've adapted to the number. Their lifestyle expectations are higher. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. You get used to new levels fast. That's why people who double their income often don't feel twice as happy. Your brain resets the baseline. The first $5,000 unlocks a new identity. Here's where it gets really interesting. Your first $5,000 doesn't just change your account. It changes how you see yourself. Before, I'm bad with money. After, I'm someone who saves. That identity shift is everything. Because once you see yourself as a saver, you protect money differently. You think longer term. You stop sabotaging progress. This is why the first milestone is the hardest and the most powerful. I've seen this over and over. People email me saying, I finally hit 5K and now I'm obsessed with building more. Nothing about their income changed. Nothing about the economy changed. They changed because confidence compounds faster than money. Why most people never get there. Here's the frustrating part. Most people could hit $5,000, but they don't because they're aiming at the wrong target. They say, I'll save whatever's left, which is nothing, because spending expands to fill income. Instead, the people who win automate small amounts, focus on consistency, and protect momentum. They treat saving like a bill, not a suggestion. Actionable step number 1, build the floor, not the ceiling. Stop thinking, how rich can I get? Start thinking, How safe can I become? Your first goal isn't investing, it's financial breathing room. Target $1,000, $3,000, $5,000. Each step reduces stress, and stress reduction improves decision making. Actionable step number 2. Separate the money. Here's a simple trick that works shockingly well. Put your savings in a separate account you don't touch, not because it earns more, but because friction works. Out of sight equals out of impulse. Actionable step number 3. Track progress visually. Your brain loves progress. Use a tracker, a spreadsheet, even a sticky note. Watching the number grow rewires your behavior. Momentum is addictive. Addressing the objection. Now, you might be thinking, $5,000 feels impossible right now. I get it. But here's the truth. You don't save $5,000 all at once. You save the first $500. Then you repeat the behavior. Money follows habits, not motivation. The big picture insight. Here's what most people don't realize. The people who end up wealthy didn't start smarter. They started safer. Safety creates patience. Patience creates consistency. Consistency creates wealth. And that entire chain starts with your first $5,000. If this video helped you understand money a little better, hit the thumbs up. It helps more than you think. Subscribe if you want practical, no BS explanations about money and behavior. And tell me in the comments, what's your next savings milestone? I'll see you in the next one.